Hey guys, Lizardlea here for Tiny Stockings Santa with Animals. Not more Tiny Stockings. I'm doing a different package. Different kit, whatever. So this is what I'm doing today. There we go. Ooh, these are cute. My sister's favorite animal is the fox, so I was like, this is perfect for her! And, you know, her husband can also enjoy it, because that's what happens when you're dying. Stop dying. When you're a couple, you get to share an ornament.
Instructions unclear.
Stop dying. What part of that is unclear?
Unclear.
What part of it?
Like a guide.
I have two words: stop and dying. What part is unclear?
The stop.
There you go. You finally got there, honey.
I've been there.
Stop. Do not go. There you go. It's the opposite.
What?
Do not go dying.
Do not go dying.
Well, do not go dying on me. I mean, that makes sense.
Don't you forget about... I don't know. I got nothing.
What movie is that from, honey?
Breakfast Club.
Good job! I'm so proud of you. So
I
proud.
feel mocked.
You are. It's because you are. And more weird questions. David might pop in. Depends on what time he gets home. We'll see. Alrighty, I left off on 50. What's the right age to get married? Alright, so the extent of how I feel about this is like, you should be 21 or older. Like, I have seen marriages when people were younger than 21 work out. But I'm still just like, if you are not considered old enough to drink yet, why on earth do we think it's okay for you to get married? You know? Like, I feel like getting married is a way, way bigger life choice over drinking. You know, and joining the military and smoking. But that's just me. And I will say, I don't think there is any maximum age, that's for sure. Because if you don't find the right person until you're, 72, get married at 72. I think that's amazing. I have seen wedding pictures of, significantly older couples, and, it just makes me so happy that they found someone. I don't care what age. As long as it's, an adult. Excuse me, two adults. Because a 16-year-old, I was very mature at 16. I definitely would not have gotten married at 16. I don't think I would have chosen the right person. I feel like you do a lot of changing in your early to mid 20s that, unless that person changes exactly with you and you guys continue to like how the other person is as you've changed, the chances of a wedding or of a marriage working out that young is just crazy to me. I don't know. That's just me. I'm being judgmental. I'm sorry. 51. What's your favorite childhood book? My absolute favorite, the one that I remember constantly having my mom read to me, was the Sesame Street with Grover, the monster at the end of this book. I had her read that one to me all the time. I also had her read, oh gosh, what was it called? The Resting Spot? It was also Grover. I think it was called The Resting Spot. It was just, there'd be illustrations of him and he'd be holding up a circle and he's like, this is for your nose, rest your nose here. This is for your elbow, rest your elbow here. And it was so much fun. It was interactive. It was really cute. And then when I was older and, I started reading to myself, my favorite book to read was Black Beauty. I used to read that book every single Christmas Eve night because I was just so excited for Christmas that I could not fall asleep. So I'd pull out my copy of Black Beauty and I'd read it, and I would always finish it, and eventually after that I'd be sleepy enough and my eyes would be dry. It'd be much easier for me to fall asleep. I read that for years every Christmas Eve. I don't remember when I stopped. I think it was just when I was like, I'd rather read a new book. And it's just Black Beauty is such a wonderful story because it's like this horse goes through so many hardships and so many owners, and it's so horrible. And then he ends up with his original owner who just adores him, and he lives out the rest of his years in happiness, with the owner that he loved the most. And it made me really happy. 52. If you could choose your own nickname, what would it be? Liz. I mean, duh. Like, that is my chosen nickname. Now, if it's like a nickname that I don't already have that I have to choose, I don't know. I feel like all of my nicknames just come up from random things. Like, there's DTNP with David and I, where I am douche that never pays. If I have not told that story before, let me know and I'll fill you guys in. I called myself that. It was David did not start that, I did. But David continues it. He calls me Laws, which is super weird, but I call him Devoted, which is also kind of weird, but whatever. Lizardlea was my nickname growing up from my family. I also have been called Lizard. I've been called Blizzard. What other nicknames do I have? I think that's the gist of it. But I mean, trying to pick one outside of ones I already have, I don't know. I like Liz. I really do. Okay. 53. What are your 3 favorite movies? Oh god. Okay, alright. So Clue is up there for sure. I think I'd have to put Howl's Moving Castle up there. Oh god, it's 3. I have to choose between Beauty and the Beast and Tangled. Oh my gosh. Like, those 2 are my favorite Disney movies. Like, I don't have a preference. I have to say, I feel like I prefer the music from Beauty and the Beast. I don't know if it's necessarily because I actually prefer it, or if it's just because that's the one I grew up with, and those are the ones I'm more familiar with, and I know the words to and everything. Because, like, with Tangled, I don't think I could sing any of the songs off of the top of my head. At least not very well. Because I know there's, Now I See the Light. Yeah, versus Beauty and the Beast. You name any of them and I'll sing all of them word for word right now. Be Our Guest. I've done that one plenty of times. I just break out into that one because that's one of my favorite Disney songs, period. And I think I prefer the story from Rapunzel, or excuse me, from Tangled. Or, well, I don't know. Because I absolutely love the story from Beauty and the Beast, too. Like, Beauty and the Beast is about seeing someone for what they are on the inside, not for what they are on the outside. And Tangled is for, finding yourself. And I think that's really important. And learning to love yourself and letting go of toxic people, which is very important. Although I guess Beauty and the Beast has a little bit of a bad, what's the word I'm looking for? Not plot, but I think it is a fault of Beauty and the Beast where they're like, oh yes, he turned the ugly old lady away for not, and he didn't accept the rose from her. He just kicked her out. He would not let her stay, just even for just one night. But, like, if you paid attention, at the time when that was supposed to happen, he was supposed to be 11 years old. So, like, yeah, he doesn't look it, but he was supposed to be, like, 10 or 11. And a child should absolutely not allow a stranger in the house. I don't care what kind of present they give them. But if we go with how he looks, if we assume he is like 25 years old, which is what he looked like in the movie, he's an adult, then I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a woman, I will not let a stranger sleep in my house. If David knows them, that's fine. If I know them, that's fine. But if neither of us know this person and we don't have a friend to vouch for them, I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm not going to be able to trust them. I simply won't. Like, I don't have a ton of stuff in here that you could steal, and get any kind of money out of, but I don't want a complete stranger staying in my home. Like, give me a number to call for you and I'll call them, but you can wait outside and I'll call them for you. Like, I don't know. Yeah. And then the fact that he was a prince is kind of like, she really just wants to sleep in the absolute best place in town. Like, not even going to a tavern, or, I don't know, they probably didn't have hotels back then, but, I feel like picking the castle of all places to try and sleep is like, really? Really? I sound terrible. I am a horrible human being. I'm sorry, you guys. But I still think I have to ultimately pick Beauty and the Beast over Tangled. Just because it's the one I grew up on. Oh, I'm hurting my heart. I don't like this. We're moving on. 54. If you had to live in a different state, what would it be? I honestly don't really care. Like, Vegas isn't the best place I've ever been, but it's hardly the worst. Oh, no, actually, I think it is the worst. And I still like it. Like, the convenience of Las Vegas, it is just awesome. Like, I don't ever get cravings in the middle of the night, but if I ever were to, Vegas is almost 24/7. Like, I could get whatever I want. But then I also have a wide variety of those things. If I want sushi, there are a ton of sushi places I can choose from. If I want a burger, there are a ton of different places that offer burgers. So it's just like, there's a gigantic variety because of how many people travel through Vegas. So that's just something that's really difficult to say, like, oh yeah, no, not that. So I think the only kind of places that would really be able to rival that would be some places in California and New York, right? But the cost of living in California is way higher than in Nevada. I think New York too. And then I think they also have horrific traffic that, like, something that's normally a 20-minute drive would be upwards of an hour. Here in Vegas, like, my drive to work could be anywhere from 20 minutes to 40 minutes. A 20-minute difference isn't the worst. But from what I understand, in California and New York, it is bad. Like, there are times when you would simply get somewhere faster by walking. And that is, wow, that's a lot of traffic. And I hate traffic. I get very angry when other people are bad drivers. 55. As a child, what did you wish to become when you grew up? I wanted to be a vet. And then I learned in first grade that I was allergic to cats and dogs. And so that dream went down the toilet immediately. But even looking back, I think at some point I would have reached an age where I realized, oh, if I became a vet, I'd have to put animals down. And I don't think I could do that. Like, I think I could if the animal was, like, really old, and in pain. If it was, well, just in pain and we cannot fix it no matter what we do. And that's it. Like, just because it's not wanted, that's, I don't think I could do that. And I don't want to be the person who adopts, like 10 cats and 15 dogs because no one else wants them. Even if I wasn't allergic, I don't want to be that person. Like, my grandma has, I don't even know how many dogs. I can't even go into her house for more than 5 minutes because it's like I'm going to die. Between my asthma and my allergies to dogs, it's like I can't handle this. Like, I I don't think you should have more than 2 animals per person if they're the kind that need like serious attention. So cats and dogs, any other animals similar to that, I guess rabbits, um, um, not weasel, ferrets. I mean, I guess you could have a weasel as a pet. I don't know. Any of the ones that take a serious commitment, I don't think there should be more than 2 per person. Because I'm just, or at least for me, because I'm worried if I don't give them individually enough attention, they won't be happy. And I wouldn't be able to forgive myself for that. So I would put like fish in a different category. Like you as long as you can take care of all of the fish and they are safe, you don't have a bunch of predatory fish in there with ones that they are going to eat, you can have a lot of fish. But yeah. Okay, anyways, so not a vet. What else did I want to be? After that, I wanted to be a fashion designer because I love drawing and I love drawing clothes. It was really fun. And then, I did some research, I looked into it, and I watched things like Project Runway, and, I'd look at clothes at the store, and I realized the kind of clothes that I liked to draw were not the things I was seeing everywhere. So I was like, I probably won't do well because this isn't the kind of stuff people want. That could be wrong, people like innovative and different things. Not everyone wants to look like everyone else, but it was kind of just like, I don't think I could do that. And now as an adult, no, I don't think I could. Yeah. 56. What extracurricular activities were you involved in during high school? I was in NHS. That was it. I wish I had joined the art club. So let's see. If there were 12 people in the art club, I knew 6 of them. I knew half of the people that were in the club. But I didn't know who the teacher was, and that just made me really nervous. I don't really know why. I've always been kind of shy about meeting new people, but I wish I had just gotten over that and joined anyways, because one of my best friends, Sam, she was in the art club, and we would have had so much fun. I believe our other best friend, Josh, was in there as well. And yeah, like, I don't know, I was always just worried that if people didn't like the art that I made, I'd be made fun of. Because, I didn't know the other half of the people in the club. I didn't know what they were going to think. And I didn't know the teacher, so I didn't know what kind of stuff she would say and what she would think. But looking back, there were pictures of them going on trips and stuff, like to art museums. And I would have had so much fun with that. And it wouldn't have had anything to do with my art. It would have been looking at other people's art, which is fun. But alas, I didn't do it. 57. Are you spiritual or religious in any way? If so, how? I believe there's some kind of higher power, and I believe in an afterlife. That's honestly kind of about the extent of it. I don't follow any one religion. There's just too much in every one I've learned that I'm like, no. Like that just seems ridiculous. I don't believe that. I could never believe that. I don't feel that way. And I don't want to be the person who's like, oh yes, I follow this religion, but I disagree with this, and this. Like, no. I feel like I am not of that religion if there's too many things I disagree with. And like I know people say that Christianity is about loving your neighbor. And I feel like the majority of people who follow Christianity are good people. But then you have the ones who are like, oh no, Jesus said being gay isn't allowed, and all this other junk. And I'm just like, the fact that people can take their religion and weaponize it bothers me on so many levels. It's so ridiculous. I love the people who follow their religion in the positive ways, and they don't brush aside the negative, but they don't follow them. I've had friends who are like, yeah, I know people say this and this, but I disagree. I don't feel that way. And, my family doesn't do that. We do love our neighbor, no matter what. That's what I like. But yeah, I'm not very religious. 58. Do you think of yourself as being naughty or nice? I would say on average, I'm nice. Obviously, I'm not the best person. You can't be. But on average, I always try to be nice. So if it's a matter of weighing it, I would say I would be more on the nice side. Or at least I hope I'm more on the nice side. How's that? 59. Are you old-fashioned? I don't know in what sense they're referring to. Like, in my clothes? I don't know. I like to wear comfortable clothing. I don't care about being fashion forward. I have a brand new car. I have a new laptop. So, I'm not old-fashioned with those, I guess. I part my hair on the side. I have a regular haircut, so I guess that's old-fashioned? I don't know. I'm not good at this. This is a weird question. 60. What songs have you completely memorized? Most Disney songs. Not all of them, of course, but most of them. Devil Went Down to Georgia. I know that one. Well, I don't. Is it important that I have to know every single word? Because I feel like there are a ton of songs that would be on here if it's okay that I mishear a lyric and so I sing it wrong. Because I do that a lot. I have terrible hearing. I mishear stuff all the time. And so if I mishear it, I'm going to sing it wrong because I'm going to sing it the way I hear it. And I get made fun of. But it's okay because it's just how I am. That's so weird. And that is the end of Tiny Stockings, Santa and Animals. I think that's what I called it. I got 3 hours and 15 minutes of footage. There was way more backstitching than I had initially thought. So it took me a lot longer than I expected. Okay, if it'll focus on it. What the heck? Why is it focusing on my Mentos back here? Yeah? No? Alright, well, y'all get the idea. It's really cute. I'm very happy with it. I think it's kind of weird that the fox is outlined in a different color and everything else is in one, but whatever. Yeah. That's all I've got. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that jazz. And I'll see you guys in the next video.